Hello and welcome to the Ectohead channel. So, Steven Spielberg's new trailer for the Disclosure Day movie has just dropped, and I watched it a couple of times, and the conclusion is slightly changed now. You see, I think there is going to be a message in this movie. I always have thought there's going to be a message, but we're uncertain as to what the message is, and we're all having a great deal of fun speculating about what that message might be. And now it's my turn to wade in. This is a still from the Disclosure Day trailer at 1:35, I believe, and it says Roswell, New Mexico, July the 7th, 509th BG. BG? I thought it was the bomber wing, but battle group. RAAF, roll 18, giving us an indication that there are at least 17 previous rolls, and of course, number 5, occupant. I don't know what it is about the Americans and writing things backwards, but hey. So, having a cursory glance at this piece of footage, I'm drawn to the background because that's kind of what we want to see. So you can see a chap's fingers here, his arm, his shoulder, and his head. And nowhere in the frame is it obvious that we see the 5th occupant. Bit of a shame, that, really. And this speaks to the message that many commentators and pundits on the UFO subject were talking about. Ooh, will there be real footage included in the movie? Is that real footage? The conclusion one must draw from this is that they've recreated a scene. As Trump said recently after Obama slipped up about the "Are aliens real?" comments during an interview, it seems that it's true. We can't give out actual classified information, but there's no law against recreating that information. The internet is full of it. And this brand new invention of AI has just actually not been very good. It's muddied the waters. It's made things worse. Whenever you type anything about ufology into a search engine now, the majority of what comes up is AI generated. What a pain in the ass that is. And there were other people who speculated, myself included, that in fact Disclosure Day movie was in fact a mechanism to do exactly the same. Whenever you type in the word Disclosure Day now, or disclosure, this comes up and blots out everything else. So let's watch the trailer together, shall we? Let me just cue this up.
What did you steal?
Secrets. The data they paid me to protect.
Are there people?
No.
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
Do you understand what she's saying?
I hear it's gibberish. I can't understand it.
I can't.
What's happening to me?
People are starved for the truth. I'm a part of it now. I'm just sorry they made you a part of it too.
Hello, Jane. Please. Have a seat.
This silly 9-year terror campaign of lies has to end.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world.
That truth will upend all established order across the entire world. If you do this, there's no undoing it.
So, what do we make of the trailer? Well, it's very polished. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's just another blockbuster Hollywood alien movie, UFO movie. Can we really expect this to be different? Can Steven Spielberg give us what we've all been waiting for? Something real, something tangible to hang our hats on, something that will, in some way, advance this disclosure effort. In a previous video, I talked about how I felt that Steven Spielberg was kind of, in some ways, and I don't mean this as a criticism, I'm kind of saying that as far as ufology is concerned, Steven Spielberg may be past his sell-by date. The cachet he had when he was riding home the success of Jaws, etc., made him a hot topic, and he was chosen for a reason, there's no doubt. And I believe entirely that Close Encounters of the Third Kind does have some official stamp on it. When you get a film director as experienced as Steven Spielberg, there is nothing in his pictures that appears there by accident. Every frame, every bit of set dressing, every detail, every movement is there by design. He's too much of a perfectionist to let things slip. And I'm struck by the rather heavy similarities we see with M. Night Shyamalan's film Signs. The purposeful way he looks into the mirror and drinks the glass of water. The little girl in the M. Night Shyamalan movie is going on about water. The most obvious detail that's shared with the M. Night Shyamalan movie Signs is the guttural, clicky-clacky alien language, uttered in this case by Emily Blunt, but in the Signs movie is heard over a baby monitor. And the appearance of the crop circles, which may be a little tenuous for some people, but there it is. This is the next frame that I'm interested in, that comes at 1:36 after the initial frame that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And here we see a bunch of what looks like army personnel surrounding a Quonset hut. This is the curved ceiling of the Quonset hut. This is either a tarp or a parachute which has been employed as a makeshift entrance. And you can see various personnel on ladders. He's looking up at him. I'm not sure what this is here. It actually may be in situ, a tree. But this looks like a disc on its side, jammed up against the tree. And you can see the various lights there illuminating the nighttime scene. Again, to those of us who are familiar with the history, this is something right out of an account by any number of whistleblowers over the years. Is this a recreation of a real event, something that happened many years ago? Who knows? Probably. But if they've put together a billion-dollar Hollywood blockbuster just to recreate this, then many of us in ufology are going to be very, very disappointed with Disclosure Day. But as the character in the movie forcefully put it, we are starved for the truth. And we are starved for the truth. We in ufology who've been following this, who think that the public at large can take the truth, really want the truth. We want every inch, yard and mile that we can get that would advance us towards full disclosure. And if this film does what Close Encounters does, then frankly, it's not enough. Times have changed. We've moved on. Close Encounters has served its purpose, and as a piece of entertainment continues to serve its purpose, but as a piece of UFO disclosure material, that moment has come and gone. And as such, there's really no point in treading old ground. This movie has to do something new. It has to do something different. It has to advance the cause of disclosure. I mean, the clue's in the title. Disclosure Day. And so what can this film give us that's new? Recreations at $1 billion a pop are all fair and well, but we need information. We need to gain ground. And this movie still has the potential to give us something credible. As a piece of art, I don't doubt that Disclosure Day is at the top of its game. I think it'll do blockbuster numbers at the cinemas and movie theatres around the world, not least because a load of UFO nerds are going to go watch it. Not me, you understand. And hopefully, if nothing else, as I've said previously, it will be a great romp. But if you were to ask me for my opinion, and you haven't, but I'm going to give it anyway because, this is the internet. I'm going to say that this movie is in some way, shape or form going to show us how to disclose. It's going to tell us something along the lines of, we don't need official disclosure. Disclosure is with you, the people. After all, that's what's happening here in the movie. It's the people that are forcing disclosure. I know that the main character seems to have stolen something which is official and therefore will be undeniable when disclosed or released. But if you're new to the subject and watching this video and you are wondering seriously about disclosure, well, just read the pantheon of literature that already exists and you will realise disclosure's already happened. I mentioned briefly earlier in the video that Barack Obama blurted out, "Oh, aliens are real," and when Trump heard about this, said he shouldn't be doing that, it's classified information. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but that's disclosure. One ex-president said they're real, and the current president said that's classified information. Here it is. Disclosure. But what we want is a presidential figure standing behind the lectern with UFOs in the sky behind him saying, "We're not alone." But no, we as people who are interested in the subject are left to pick through the history of ufology, to piece together the little scraps and morsels that make sense. And if I'm being honest, we've done a pretty good job at it. I don't doubt there are gatekeepers who are looking at the information we've managed to bring together and thinking, they've got it pretty much right. Disclosure Day, if nothing else, will hopefully give us the tools, the places to look. There will be hints and nods and little nose taps all through the movie. What I'm personally hoping for is, at the climax of the movie, we see the fiery ships come down. Out of the clouds they land, the ramp descend from the floating ship, and we will see many alien races descend. They will be real and believable, and if we're very lucky, they will be based on actual documentation that we have yet to see. That, in a nutshell, is what Disclosure Day can do for us. It can show us the reality of the events that have happened throughout the years without any misdirection or unnecessary embellishment. And if the film does that and that alone, I'll be happy. Otherwise, what's the point of Disclosure Day? Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, bye-bye.